Hello guys, it's Lee. So today what we're working on is this Craftsman, GT. I think it's a 3000, don't say it on there, but it's like a 98 model. But anyway, it's got a 50-inch deck, and I had this deck off several months ago, replacing some pulleys. And I replaced one belt, and that belt's still good because this deck has two. But the other belt broke. So why did it break? I don't know. I'm not real sure why it broke, but we're going to take the deck off and figure out why it broke. It might be just something simple. It might be just a wore out belt. You know, sometimes they just break for age. But we're going to go back over the pulleys, look at them, looking for a cause, which is usually a wore out pulley that's not going to spin easy, and it causes friction on the belt. And sometimes there's a little burr on the pulleys and, cutting into the belt. And sometimes they're not lined up just right. You know, sometimes if there's a bracket bent and that pulley's, at a different angle, that's going to hurt it. So maybe it's just a wore out belt. But we're going to get in here and look at it and see. So that's the deck. It's a 50-inch deck. And just so you'll know, this is a 2000. Okay, it's 4/26 of 2000 is when that was built. There it is. That's the machine. It's a great machine. Runs good. But obviously you see the belt that came off, and so this one has two arms on the front. The older ones do. Some of the newer ones have only one arm. But this is what you need to get the pins out. So let's just get on the ground and do that. First thing you want to do is lower the deck all the way down so you'll have room to work. It's probably good enough. You can adjust that little turner there to lower it down, so I might do that. Hang on. So what you do is put this back up, get the pressure off of it, and lower that down, down. Let's see what we got. See, it's a little bit further. Let's go a little bit more. It's gonna make it easier to get those pins out when it's down. That's probably it. Okay, that's pretty far down. So I'm gonna lay on the ground. Nice grass here. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull this pin right here. So we got right there, just pull it up. Of course, you put them on right there. And then this one, you gotta pull this. Sometimes you gotta get a little lubrication. And a hammer. I don't know why that's in there so hard. Finally got it out. Had to beat it with a hammer and all kind of stuff, but anyway, it's out. It's probably too big. So we're on the other side. And see that. I'm gonna pull this out, that one out, and this one out. Okay, that was easy. Let's see. All right, so I got that out, that one out right there, and this one sitting there. So now we just need to move the deck up a little bit and pull that drive belt off. So I'm just gonna scoot it up, loosen it up. Should fall right off. All right, now we can slide it out. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna raise the handle back up like I'm raising the deck up, just to get the arms out of the way, and you'll get to see me struggle moving all that out of the way. So the belt don't look that bad, even though, yeah, I guess it does look bad. It's got that cut out in it. And the only thing, now that's a good pulley right there, but the only problem I see is it's kind of bent down. It's like at an angle. So maybe that's why it did that. So what I might do, try to bend that up a little bit. Maybe it's bent right here. So this arm I need to unhook the spring. Try to figure that out. That spring don't have anything to do with it. So you see where that's maybe at a downward angle? I might take a crowbar in there and bend it upward maybe. Because you want that in line with that, you know, and this, all these kind of be in the same line, and it's lower than that. So that might be what the problem is. See, that's coming off the belt. All right, let me work on it a little bit. Basically just sitting here looking at it. Only way to get this belt off, that's not this one off, it has to come up through here. So I'm going to take that spring off. Now I've got a spring puller right here. Come from this other angle. That's a good curve to it. So let me come from this back side. Showing you what I'm doing here. There it is. Now this belt will come off. There. That's what we got. I might have this belt. I'm gonna see. But I need to fix the bend in that one pulley, I think. I really don't know the answer if it was what's going on, but I think this probably ought to be pulled upward a little bit. And actually this spring probably ought to be up here on the high side to pull it up, maybe. I'm speculating now. But anyway, let me work on it. What I'm gonna do is take this crowbar, put it under there, try to bend this thing up. I think. Not gonna hurt anything. Oh, I can see this whole bracket's kind of bent now. This bracket is bent. That one's straight, that one's bent. So let me try something different. Hang on. You know what you're gonna get into, but if you see this bracket, looks good and straight. That's the problem right there. See, well, I knew that was down, but I didn't know why it was down. It's because of that. Let me get my blower out here and clean all that up so I can see if there's any cracks. But see how, that's probably why that arm is hard to come off too, because how that's bent. So I'm gonna try to get that back in place. But while I got it off, if I see any cracks, I'm gonna address those. You never know what you're gonna get into. I didn't know this was the problem. What I'm gonna do is put some vice grips on this. And some pure strength. All right, let's see what happens. See, it's already straightening up. Heck yeah. So that looks pretty straight to me right there now. I don't know if I'll do any more. Now I just need a belt. See, that's a good level surface now. So I think we're good. I got all these belts. And I'm gonna match it up to what I got here. But if you guys have a recommendation of a belt measuring tool on Amazon, they're like 50 bucks or something. And so I'm just gonna measure them and see if I got one that size. And if I don't, I'll order it. But if I do, I mean, I got all these and I still got some more hanging up on the wall. So give me a recommendation of how you do your belts, because I don't have a good system. So I really think that's what it was. That looks so much better now. You can't go up too much further because it would hit this. So I think it looks good. That's straight once again. So, all right, there you go. Let's give it a try. All right, so I think I got everything in place. Got that spring back, got this spring in here. You know, all that looks good. I think I got that right. I'm going by memory. I'm gonna slide it back under there and see if it don't work. Remember, this belt was not the exact part number, but hopefully it works. I mean, like a famous YouTuber said, you know, it's not the spaceship, not working on the space rocket. So, you know, I'm gonna take that to heart on this. So anyway, this was the fix. This right here was bent. I guess you saw it earlier. That was way down. Now it's back up. I think everything's gonna be good. So let's just take a look at it. All right, so I think I got it. So this is lay down here. You know, so I had to push that back in. Put that in. Did the same thing on the other side. Of course, I got it all the way down. The only thing different on this side, so I did the pin on the back side. This goes on both sides. Anyway, that's the extra piece I did over here, a little stabilizer bar, and did this up here, so it's all set. And then what you want to do is just look at stuff and make sure all the belts are in the grooves. And I've been doing that all along, so I think they are. So let's get out there and test it. See if it's gonna work. Out here, let's see, RPM, here we go. So I was gone for about 10 minutes mowing, and we'll just get back under here and see what's going on. Everything seems to be good. This belt, that's the one in question. It's good and tight. Everything seems to be in order. I mean, I think that's what it was. I just had a bend in my bracket. All right, so I think it's fixed for old deck. Remember, this is a, what I say, a 2000, so it's 25-year-old. Now I should have cleaned that deck up while I had it off and painted it and stuff. But that might be what I do this winter, because I'll probably use that a little bit to mow with. I just like the simple mowers, you know. I'll throw this away because that was no good. So if anybody has a recommendation of a belt measuring tool, I need to go through these and throw some away. I see that one right there has got some pretty good cracking on it. But I got a lot. I think I got some in the shop too. So anyway, get into there. I mean, the deck belt broke. We found out why, because there was a bent part. But anyway, It's always something different, but what you're looking for are pulleys that don't sound good, which I knew these sounded good because I had it off a few months ago. And a bend like that pulley was kind of cockeyed, and that's why it was starting to eat into it, because it was bent. And you know, if that wasn't the case, then I'd be looking for burrs on all those pulleys to see if there's something cutting into it, you know. That's about all it can be, because, you know, you want that belt lined up, and mine was a little bit lower, that one pulley, so that's what it was. So anyway, all right, I'm out.